Hi Jennifer, how are you today?
Good.
Okay, so yesterday or 2 days ago we went over the consent to treat form and we talked about your privacy and confidentiality. Did you have any questions about that?
No, you answered all the questions that day.
Okay, good. So I would like to get to know you a little bit better. Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? Um, Maybe family, who you live with.
Um, I have two sons. One is 19 and one is 7 months.
Okay.
Isaiah and Noah.
Mhm.
And Noah lives with me. Isaiah lives on by himself. Well, with a few roommates.
Okay.
And he's in college right now. And I recently am getting well. I'm getting a divorce. It'll
Okay.
be actually final this week. So
Okay.
um, I'm originally from New York, and I've been in Tucson maybe well, it's gonna be 4 years this year that
Okay.
I've been here. So and I like it here.
All right.
hmm
Okay. And what brought you to Tucson?
Well, it's really interesting actually. I just felt like I had to move. One day I woke up and I said I have to go,
Okay.
and I had been to Phoenix, but years ago. So I said, let me go check it out again. So I flew down for a weekend, and I stayed in Scottsdale. And the whole weekend I was there, no one talked to me at all except the people in the hotel. So I didn't think that that was going to be for me. And everyone I met says, don't live in Scottsdale, go to Tucson. So I started visiting, and I liked it. And I always used to have these dreams with me working with Native American women.
Mhm.
So that was what I came with that in mind. And when I got here, I got a job immediately. Actually, I got hired just visiting when I was here visiting. I applied for a job. They called me back the next day. I interviewed, and then they went back to New York. They interviewed me on the phone, and when I flew out here, that's when I started.
Wow. And here you are.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's awesome. And so what brings you in today? What would you like to talk about?
Well, I wanted to talk about my son Isaiah,
Okay.
and I've always been a single mom with him for 16 years. He's 19 now, and we've been very close. And after I had the baby, he moved out, and we both agreed that it was a good idea for him to do that.
Okay.
But we had stipulations as far as him taking budgeting classes, having a job so he could pay half of his rent, and then I would be supportive of him moving. And um, it appeared like all of that was happening in the beginning, but then once he got on his own, he wasn't, looking for a job as putting much emphasis on it as he should have. And he didn't take the classes he said that he was going to. So now I just feel like he is kind of alienating himself from me.
Okay. So do you think that maybe he's doing it on purpose? Do you feel like he's hiding something, or maybe he's busy?
Well, I don't think he's busy. And if he's busy, it's not what things he needs to be busy with.
Okay.
Um, he's always been kind of secretive, so I always think he's hiding something because he's not very forthcoming.
Okay.
But I just don't know what he's doing.
Okay. Okay. And as his mom, and it's always been you too, I can see how um, you feel like maybe he's hiding something if it's always been the two of you together.
Mhm.
So I totally see, and that's valid to feel like that.
Yeah. I just, I don't like the fact that I feel like he is acting like he has no family.
Mm, okay. So you feel like he's pushing you out?
Yeah,
Okay. Have you asked him about it directly?
I have. I asked him a few times, and he's always saying something he always has an excuse for something. You know, he was busy or whatever the case is. He always has an excuse. And but if he's not working, how can he be so busy? And I mean, he's in school, so I don't expect to see him all the time, but I expect to hear from him, to even call just to check in and say, you know, this is what's going on with me, and are you okay? Do you need help with anything? But and that's the least I expect.
Okay. So were these expectations made clear before him moving out?
I thought they were,
Okay.
you know, um, I thought they were. You know, we did talk about it, and he seems to remember things that he wants to remember, forget the things he wants to forget. So I don't know.
Okay. You're saying you thought they were. Have you been thinking about maybe you were not clear on those expectations, or?
Well, I thought that I was clear. I don't know how much clearer it could have been,
Okay.
besides saying you better make sure you're here on such and such a day, and you need to call me on this day, and I wouldn't do anything like that, you know.
Mhm.
But you know, I thought he got it without me being too what's the word, pushy or dominating.
Okay. So you thought that, maybe you were giving him his freedom, but as his mom, you still had those expectations, and you're feeling like he's not meeting those expectations, those stipulations, as you said earlier.
Right.
Okay. Okay. And you were saying that you're feeling like left out. Is that what you were
Mhm.
saying? Okay. What have you done to address that? Have you talked to him? Have you maybe called him?
I talked to him. His phone got turned off,
Okay.
so at first I was gonna put him on my cell phone plan and give him a phone, but I was like, no, why should I do that? He doesn't even call me at all, so why would I be paying for a phone that he's not gonna use to call me with? And so I didn't give him a phone under me. I told him when he gets a job, I'll give him a phone under me, and he can give me like $20 a month towards the phone bill. So, and he just got a job recently. And so he texts me or he emails me, and I did put in a landline for him, but he's too lazy to go and buy a phone to actually use it. So I'm paying $23 a month for a phone for a line, and he hasn't bought a phone to hook up to it.
Okay. So it sounds like you're putting out a lot of financial resources for him, and you're not getting anything back.
No, not at all.
Is that what? Okay.
I even offered to let him watch the baby for me, and then instead of me paying somebody, since he didn't have a job, I would just give him the money. But he had to do it exactly the way someone would do it, with that I would be paying, which is, putting the baby to bed on time, making sure the place is clean and all that. And the one time that I had him do it, now he showed up late, almost made me late to the class. Well, he did make me late to class. And then when I came home, the house was a mess. There was stuff everywhere, and the baby was still sitting up at 10:30 at night. So at that point, um, I told him he didn't have to worry about me asking him to do that again, and I haven't.
Okay. Have you guys talked about that again? Do you think that maybe him um, distancing himself had something to do with that incident?
Well, he was already doing that before,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Um, I don't think my expectations of him are super high. I just would like for him to just follow through at what he says he's
Right.
gonna do.
Right. And I can totally see where you're coming from and experiencing that. You had expectations. You asked him directly, told him exactly what to do, and your expectations were not met.
Right. And at that point, if I had to stay up a whole hour later because now the baby is extra tired, so I had to try to put him to bed, and then I had to clean up my apartment.
Okay.
You know, because at that point I told him to just go. I was just really, really angry.
Okay. Did you let him know that you were angry?
Oh, he knew I was angry.
How did he know?
Oh, he know. I mean, I don't yell at him, but I had, you know, he knows me enough to know that I'm angry. He got really quiet, and he just started walking around getting his stuff to, you know, get ready to leave. And you know, I said, you know, get home safe, and I just walked in the next room. I was just very angry, and he knows that because, you know, and I told him this, and it's not anything new. When I ask you to do something, one, I don't ask you to do things all the time, but then when I do ask you, I expect you to do it right.
Okay.
You know.